Familiar. What's good, man? It's your boy Everything Water, and water is everything. In today's video, I'm gonna be giving y'all a full guide on your what stats you should use as a hunter for PvP and PvE. Right? If you guys like these type of video, man, please leave a like and subscribe. I want to really say thanks because the last couple videos, my views has been going crazy. This is my second channel, so I'm really liking it. I'm gonna push out as much videos as I can for y'all. But yeah, man, let's get straight into the video. Now we're gonna start off with PvE. Now the main focus you should have for PvE is to always make sure you have 100 resilience. It's very, very, very important to have 100 resilience on all your builds. It doesn't matter what subclass you're using. I recommend you should always have 100, no matter what content is, PvE, Nightfall, especially Nightfall, dungeons, whatever you want to do. 100 resilience is the most important because the higher the content is in terms of like the game, the levels, the damage reduction is important. You need to be able to take as much damage as possible. Keep your shields up, and even when you don't have your shields, to still be able to take damage. You know, it's important. Based on your build, for example, for me, when I go PvE, I always use solar, and I'm always using the for my exotics, I always go for the spine arms, as you guys can see, and I always go for 100 discipline. You know what I'm saying? So it really depends on what you want to do for your second one. Me, it's always resilience and grenades, because with this build, it's like the more grenade, the more discipline I have, the more grenades I'm able to throw, and it just becomes an infinite loop with this build. So it really depends. Like if you, for example, I have, you know, you can use void and stuff like that, but PvE is resilience, and then anything else matters. But for example, I don't really use intelligence. The reason why you see intelligence low, mobility low, recovery low, and strength is because I prioritize these two being 100. And one, strength really does not matter too much as a hunter, depending on the build you want to use, and depending on what exotic you have, you can literally always have your strength, and depending on the subclass. Intelligence, with these new mods, you will always have depending on what you have for your build, any orb you drop, you gain a certain amount of thing. You know what I'm saying? So if you drop an orb, you might gain extra discipline, or your cooldown for your grenade gets lessened. So it really just depends on what you put on your mods, depending on your other stuff that you want to use, right? But yeah, that's it for PvE, right? It's really your choice. Mobility, recovery, intelligence, and strength matters, but it doesn't matter more than resilience or whatever if you want to go more mobility. I don't recommend going mobility at all for PvE. It's pointless in my opinion. I always recommend, if you're gonna go anything, always up your nades and your intelligence, maybe strength. Other than that, recovery, yeah, but it's like, you know, it's really a hit or miss for recovery. You're not gonna really, that's just me, I really don't up my recovery for PvE. But yeah, like I said, always make sure, like conclusion, make sure you have 100 resilience, no excuses. Your resilience should be at 100. Your resilience should be at 100 no matter what. Make sure you get that. Everything else is debatable if you want to, or how you like to play the game after that, but always make sure you max out your resilience for PvP. I mean PvE, I'm sorry. Alright, but now we're going to get into the PvP. Now for PvP, I always go for mobility, and recovery is going to be the highest for me for PvP. As a hunter, PvP matters. Yes, you need to be able to excuse me, you need to be able to be as fast and agile as possible, and be able to recover as much, right? And I have intelligence pretty high because I am using blade dance in this build, so I want to get my super faster than most, and at the same time, you know what I'm saying, like this is perfect to me. You could have like a balance, but like we're gonna talk about it. So for no, mobility is simple. I think that's one of the easy. Mobility and recovery are the easiest. You want to be able to recover as fast as possible in PvP, because with how people think when they play in PvP, they expect once they do damage to you, they always chase after you. You know what I'm saying? They don't really play smart, especially in class. You playing with casuals. There's nothing crazy, nothing wrong with that. But like, they push you. Now, if you have lower recovery, you won't be able to regen health quick enough. So while they pushing you, already gonna be low health, and boom, they probably gonna get to you. And then if you have low mobility, you might not be able to run fast enough for them to be able to get away from them. So if you put this together with high recovery and then high mobility, with these two in conjunction, like, really just makes a hunter hard to kill. And that's the point of a hunter, in my opinion. Especially with invisibility, with the void subclass, you can go with invisibility. So not only are you hard to kill, you're not even on the radar now. One thing about hunters for me when I'm doing PvP is move as fast as possible, and recover as fast as possible, and do damage. Those are your main thing you should be doing. So intelligence at 68, recovery at 90. If you can get it to 100, do what you can. You can buy, like, I would say mobility. You can go for 80 if you're trying to get that to 100. But for me, I like to have the both stats equal, so 90 and 90, which is best for me. But yeah, always make sure you need every PvP, like mandatory for PvE is resilience, is mandatory. For PvP is recovery. You want to be able to recover as much health, You want to be able to recover as fast as possible. You know what I'm saying? So you can be able to come back into the fight. If you're losing at first, you chill out for a little bit, recover, then take them on. You know what I'm saying? If you're then with a hunter, you got so much fast mobility. By the time they get to where they thought you were, you already gone. You're already across the map. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to be agile and recover. Resilience is like right here is perfect. It's basically 3 tap, which is 3% damage reduction. Simple stuff. When you have it around 2, I recommend not having any lower than 2. If your resilience is at 1, you can get 1 tap by most weapons. So I do recommend having it to 2. And discipline matters, but you're not really going for like with PvP. Let me say this: with PvP, you're not really going for armor mods or just certain exotics. If your exotic can help your build, for example, if I put this on, this can help my build. But as you guys can see, my resilience is I'm 1 tap now or 2 tap. You know what I'm saying? So you want to be able. Oh wait, okay, there we go. You want to be able to have this at 2 and still be able to do this. This doesn't really matter. You can use, because I have this exotic, I can go ahead and switch it and use dreadful arrow. Arrow if you want to, or quiver. It doesn't matter. It does help, but I use blade dance because it's more kills and it's a mobile super. So it's just like I recommend using blade dance for PvP if you're gonna use void. But yeah, always prioritize when you're looking at your armor. Don't think, oh, let me get an exotic so I can do this. No. When you're doing PvP, it's all about your stats. Your stats matter. They matter more than all of this. If you can't move fast, your weaponry is not, you know what I'm saying? Like, without stats, your stats are important in PvP, so this does not matter. You can have some blue gear if all I care, because this right here is what matters. And PvP is how good you are with your weapons. And PvE is how good you are with your subclass and your mods. You know what I'm saying? So with PvP, don't think of, okay, let me get an exotic or whatever. Always make sure you prioritize your stats the most, regardless of what exotic you go on. It doesn't even have to match your subclass for the exotic. Just make sure if it gives you what you need, put it on. You know, again, for conclusion for the whole video, for PvP, monetize 100 resilience. Max 100 resilience for 100 resilience. For most, even for Titans, Warlocks, 100 resilience is mandatory for me, especially if you're trying to do higher content in the game. For PvE, Hunter, mobility, and recovery, very important. And if you can add on a third one, that's good. Like for me, I got like almost a 70. So if I get both of these to master rank, it'll be a 74 or a 72, whatever. I'm off of 72 because it's 2 each. But yeah, so it'll be in the 70s. So if you can get 2s in the 90s or 80s, do it. You know, it's the better for a hunter. You want to be as fast as possible and be able to recover as fast as possible too. and that's meta for a hunter in my opinion. But yeah, this is a full guide. If you guys like this type of video, please leave a like and subscribe. Again, it's your boy Everything Water. I will be pushing more content for y'all. We'll be dropping more content this week, so leave in a comment what videos you guys want me to do. I do have a strand video coming out and an arc video coming out too for you guys. So yeah, it's your boy, and we out.